All right. It's The Mesh, Midseason's official sports podcast. Thank you for spending your weekend with us. We're actually here doing it. It's episode 1. It's not really, because we fucked one up last week. I'm not bitter about it. You know, it's in the past. I'm not going to be mad about it. Fucked it up.
I'm
My fault.
upset. I feel like it was a good episode.
Hand up, my fault. Fucked up the audio. But here we are. It's the real episode 1, and we're happy to be here today on the show. We got a lot going on. Now, like I promised, I am going to bring lacrosse content. That's our promise. We're going to do lacrosse on the show. We're going to do PLL on the show. Not as much college on the show, but we will get to college lacrosse, especially next season. I'm going to do that more on social media and smaller videos on YouTube, but we will cover some college on here. But today on the show, we're going to get our PLL first thoughts, okay? We got actual video of Chris Hogan, shooting some shots, which was on TikTok, so that was kind of cool. Follow the midseason socials, you'll see all that shit going on. We're going to get into a little bit of college lacrosse just because, I have some thoughts. Some thoughts. We got some headlines, bunch going on in sports, in the football world, in the lacrosse world, in the fighting world. I mean, it feels like it doesn't matter where you turn.
It's a good time for sports.
It's a great time. We went through a fucking year of having nothing.
Pandemic, no sports.
And it's now it's just all the bullshit's back.
It's back.
Whether it's the good shit, the petty shit, it's all back.
It's all back.
It feels like nature's healing.
Yep.
Nature's healing.
It's back on path.
The animals are coming back to the lake. Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
What is that, the watering hole?
Yeah, exactly. The mother hyena. And then we'll finish up with our esteemed female members of our midseason family. Gonna rate on some jerseys. It's gonna be a recurring segment. We're gonna call it Rate the Drip.
We're gonna pretend we didn't do it before.
Yeah, no. What? Never.
I
What?
genuinely don't
Never
remember
happened.
any of the scores, so
Never happened.
Am I telling the future?
Yeah,
am I
that's
telling
crazy.
the past, making up? What am I doing?
Yeah, this all feels so familiar. So we're gonna finish up with that. Like I said, I promised that we'll bring lacrosse content, so we're definitely gonna do that. So let's start off with PLL. Why not? Okay. We've already talked about it a little bit, so we're not gonna rehash what I fucked up. But it is nice to have lacrosse back.
It is.
It feels good. It feels right.
Feels normal.
It's a real season.
Yep.
Like we said, the shit snakes won last season.
Yeah, that doesn't
Fake
count.
season.
Doesn't count.
And like I said last time we sort of filmed this, kind of selfish to take that championship.
Yeah. Anyone can do that.
Yeah, anyone
could
can
win
do that.
tournament.
You know, some of us were worried about human lives and
Yeah, they were just. Well, everyone else was weak and vulnerable.
Yeah.
They took advantage.
self-centered. Wow,
Yeah.
couldn't be me.
It was pretty rude.
Couldn't be the Cannons.
Couldn't be the Woods.
Cannons would never do that. Yeah, and we should probably mention that.
Oh,
We
yeah.
claimed teams last time we filmed this. We have to do it again because there's no point in doing it if it's not public.
Yeah.
Cannons. I'm just going to go right off the rip. I am loyal to the Cannons. They are a Boston team. We are a Boston channel. I don't care what anybody says. We all know who the Cannons are. They're Boston's team. I'm staying loyal. We got Paul RABIL back. We got Lyle Thompson. We got the Hoagmeister General from the Patriots. It's feeling real good. Go ahead, Anthony. Break my heart. But it's going to make it fun. It's going to make it fun.
I give it more thought, and I do like the Cannons, but I have to stick with. I'd feel like a bandwagon fan if I chose Cannons, because I was a Woods fan going into the tournament last season. I'm a Woods fan. I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah, and they look. I'm not gonna lie. They do look good.
They look mean.
I hate it. But I just feel Team of Destiny vibes. Second, Paul RABIL went back to the Cannons. I got major Team of Destiny vibes. I was like, bro, this story is practically writing itself.
Yeah, it's one of those things though. If the Cannons win, I'm not gonna be mad.
Yeah. I feel like the Cannons are teed up. Right now, everybody hates the Whip Snakes because they suck and they're just a horrible organization. So it's actually totally justified. But everybody hates the Whip Snakes just because they win. But I feel like Cannons win with Paul RABIL instantly. They're going to become oh, fuck, here we go.
Chris Hogan. They have a good squad. Thompson.
I got to say, Chris Hogan coming to the PLL, I think, is a really unexpectedly good thing that happened.
Well, he'll bring some NFL fans who
Hell
might have
yeah.
not known about lacrosse. They'll be like, hey, what's Hogan doing?
I mean, you got to think there's going to be a lot of pro athletes that maybe aren't going to be that big in some of the leagues that they're going into, whether it might be hockey or football, that might look at Chris Hogan now and be like, damn, I'm a really fucking good athlete. I can just go play lacrosse.
Yeah.
If I have what it takes. I mean, to be fair, Chris Hogan was a lacrosse player, so I'm not just saying any athlete can pick up a lacrosse stick, but shit, he definitely opened that door.
Yeah. People, it's bringing eyes to the sport.
Hell yeah.
opening like once what's that thing like once one person does something,
Yeah, the floodgate.
open the floodgates.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
there we go.
But he looks good.
He
I'm not
does.
gonna lie.
He
He
does.
looks good. He looks fit. He's a big fucking guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I gotta feel good about him.
Yeah.
And he has that experience. Like people are gonna keep calling him a football player, but he's a Penn State lacrosse player.
Yeah,
Like
he's good.
you can't take that away from him.
Yeah, he's legit.
And he's not scared of the contact. Like he's gonna get in there. He's gonna get dirty. Like I'm feeling real fucking
He's
good
fast.
about it. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm feeling good about it. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling freaking good about it. Him on like a breakaway on a transition opportunity. Oh,
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I'm not saying bet on Chris Hogan as MVP of the league, but that's a
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. A lot of nasty players.
if you want to bet, if you want to
Hell
make
yeah.
a wild bet, that's my take.
And speaking of nasty players, this is something that I actually thought was really interesting. First of all, can I just say Paul Rabel, like God works hard, Paul Rabel works way fucking hard.
He does.
Because they're now announcing the Lacrosse Hall of Fame. I don't know if you saw this.
I saw that.
But they're announcing the Lacrosse Hall of Fame. So here's the deal with the Lacrosse Hall of Fame. You have to have a minimum 5 years playing career.
Okay.
All right? You have to be retired from play for at least 3 years.
Okay.
And then you must be nominated by a member of the Hall of Fame committee and receive at least a 75%
Wow.
vote.
Okay.
Okay?
Didn't they pick the committee already, right?
Yeah,
Or most
I
of
think
it?
so, yeah.
Okay.
So I just gotta say that like what Paul Rabel's doing, God, he just like won't stop. He's legitimizing this league in the sport
Yeah.
by any means necessary. He's making these deals. He's getting these players. He's taking the MLL teams. He's got like freaking NFL players coming in there now.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's just instantly like, dude, we're gonna fire up a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's a genius. Like he's solidifying this shit. I love it.
Legit, yeah, because that's the thing. Like with the MLL and what's NLL,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they didn't really have all this stuff that other sports
Hell
have.
no.
So now
And
that they're
the-
getting it.
He dominates social media too.
Oh yeah.
Paul Rabel fucking dominates
Yep.
that shit. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
It's
He's good.
unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just thought that was really cool. Like, you know, there is this kind of thing with lacrosse that I feel like the really good players get lost to time,
Yeah.
where I feel like, you know, with the bigger sports, like that doesn't happen. And it is because like there is kind of this idea of tradition that goes on in these other sports where people talk about the players of the past and blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And that legitimizes the sport a little
Yeah.
bit. And I think Paul Rabel's really smart that it's like, hey, we're going to give like all these players, the players that like are playing now, one day they're going to have a chance to have their name immortalized and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's good. You want to create tradition in a sport.
Mhm. And it makes you want to. It's almost another thing to work for. Like
Hell yeah.
when you join the NFL, you want to make the Hall of Fame.
Hell
You join
yeah.
the PLL, you want to make the Hall of Fame.
Paul Rabel's just doing it right.
Yep.
And when I saw this, I was like, this is just such a good move by him. It's like, keep making it legitimate. Keep getting it to like, this is a league that has star players now from other pro leagues coming,
Mhm.
television deal, Hall of Fame. Like, people are making a living playing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? All this shit. Like, he's doing
Yeah.
it right. New Balance clothing deal.
Is it okay? Cool.
No, Champion. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Champion
I like
clothing
Champion.
deal. Yeah, they're sponsored by Champion.
Mhm.
It's like he put it together.
Yeah, and it's like almost seems like the MLL and NLL, like they had, like whoever made that, they knew lacrosse, but like Rabel knows sports, and he happens to be a lacrosse player,
Hell yeah.
so it's like he knows how to make a league into a league.
Hell yeah. No, absolutely. He has the mind.
Yeah,
He has the mind
Yep,
for it.
exactly.
It's not enough to just know a sport.
Yeah,
Like
you gotta know
especially when you're
sports.
trying to start a league.
Yeah, yeah.
League is like it's
need fans.
99% business and 1% the actual
Yep,
sport. Well, you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like
Yeah, so it's good to have him like behind the whole thing. I mean, he has some help too. Like I think
yeah,
his brother,
his
Mike,
brother, yeah,
Mike Rabel, I think
yeah,
it
his
is.
brother's like the guy that like technically does the day to day and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Paul Rabel's more of like the
he plays.
but yeah, he plays and he's kind of like the what's the word for it? I can't even think of it. But the abstract. There we
Yep.
go. He's like the abstract guy that kind of moves
Mhm.
the league forward and like the big
Yeah.
steps. But
Yep.
then his brother's like the day to day, like
Yeah,
dealing
he gets
with
the
all the
behind
bullshit.
the
Yeah,
scenes,
yeah, yeah,
like- Alright.
yeah. All right. So we talked about this when we were half filming, so I'm not going to rehash the whole entire thing. But this Chase Scanlon thing that's been going on with Syracuse men's lacrosse, there was a lot of development. So, like, first he got suspended by the team because he was involved in a domestic incident after their UNC game. So he got suspended. He was suspended for like a week or something. He got reinstated. Once he got reinstated, it turned out that none of his teammates wanted to play with him. They didn't even want to be on the same field as him.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, we're going to have a captain's meeting. We're going to have a coach's meeting. We're going to decide like if he can play with us. Teammates were just like, no, 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 not playing with him. So that was kind of like, okay, what the fuck happened? And there was a lot of speculation. It came out that it was like a domestic incident, blah, blah, blah. Well, the update is Friday he gets arrested officially. All right. So he was being investigated for the incident. Now he's been arrested officially. And we've already said this, and like, well, but we'll say it again because it is actually worth saying again. This is like a great look. Like we said before for Syracuse, like this is how you have to handle this shit. We were talking about this actually in our text group chat.
Yeah.
Like we were literally talking about it as it was happening, like when I first found out about it. And we're saying like, you know what? Honestly, a lot of these guys get away with this 99 of 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Who knows what he did? He obviously probably punched a girl. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if he's getting arrested.
Yeah.
Like, so clearly wasn't like, oh, he pushed a girl when he was drunk. It's like, I mean, he's fucking arrested. So it's like something happened. And all his teammates didn't even want to associate with him. So it's like, yeah, if one of your friends like pushes his girlfriend when he's drunk, I mean, you might be a little upset with him, but you're probably not going to completely disassociate with him.
Yeah.
So clearly, like, he fucking punched. Like, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but it's like he
something
like it was
lines.
bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It
You
was
don't.
worse than a push,
The police don't circle back for you a week later and arrest you unless there's people out there being like, dude, fucking arrest this guy. You know what I mean? So. So good on Syracuse. You know, we've said it before. You know, these are 18 to 21-year-old men in college. You know, and we all know like what the like college atmosphere is like, and how 18 to 21-year-old college boys are viewed. So I think this is a very good symbol for Syracuse, but also for hopefully this entire generation and just kind of the future. That like, listen, it's hard like when your boy's a scumbag. Like it's hard to just be like the one that's gonna be like, dude, like someone needs to arrest this guy.
Yeah,
like, did you just fucking like assault this girl? Blah,
Yeah.
blah blah. No one wants to do it. So to see like a whole team kind of come together, and just be like, listen, like we're just not gonna deal with this. And I guess this is personal to Syracuse. Like, I think something happened with some girl where she wound up dead or something. They have like some sort of like foundation or something over there.
Yeah,
like the One Love Foundation.
Okay.
It has to do with some girl that was in a domestic incident.
So, some background
So
to
this
it.
is very personal to them, and they like really stood up.
Yeah, and that's like good for them for not only standing up by doing that, but like stay with your roots. Like if you have this foundation, like live by it.
Hell yeah. So that's great. We saw it on, if you follow Midseason Social, then you know like I made a very 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 happy post when I found out about this. Don't be a shitbag.
Yeah.
We've said it before, say it again. Don't be a shitbag. Like if you're out there and you're watching this, like hopefully I hope that people don't need to see something like this happen. Chase Scanlon is one of the best lacrosse players in the country, arguably probably number one. He probably would have won the Tewaaraton. He's not going to get it now. But this, hopefully, if you needed a reason not to be a scumbag, hopefully this is a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's just not going to fly anymore. So
yeah, just if you're, especially like anyone, but athletes, especially D1, professional, like have good character.
No one's
Makes you look
untouchable.
good. Yeah.
You can be the best player in the country. You're not untouchable.
You gotta
So
build character
if
as
you
well.
needed a reason not to hit your girlfriend, which is kind of sad if you needed it, but if you needed it, like hopefully this is like they've kind of chopped this guy's head off and made an example out of him. So it's pretty good. Speaking of scumbags, I'll explain this one to you because I don't know if you're following, but you probably heard of it by now. Tom Wilson in the NHL plays for the Washington Capitals.
Yep.
He's a notorious scumbag.
Yeah.
Okay, like this dude has had so many suspensions, so many dirty hits.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
He like is a notorious scumbag, and he usually gets suspended. He usually gets like fined. They usually like NHL does a decent job at dealing with like people who like fuck up and do dirty fucking filthy hits. Tom Wilson had a disgusting hit on Artemi Panarin.
Okay.
From the Rangers, New York Rangers.
Okay.
And he was not suspended
Okay.
at all. Nothing. Not even one game.
Yeah.
And all they hit him with was a $5,000 fine,
Chump
which is
change
like
to him.
he literally would have spent that night anyways.
Yeah.
Like going out to the bar, like
that's chump change.
he would have spent $5,000 anyways.
Yep.
So essentially he received no punishment whatsoever. So as a result, 2 days later, Rangers and Capitals meet again.
Okay.
And they just fight for like the first,
really?
like for the first like 10 minutes of the game. Every time the game starts, there's just a fight breaks out. So like at the first puck drop, they had a full line brawl, 3 fights immediately. Then like the next time like game resumed, another fight. I think it was like 8 fights.
Wow.
I think it was like 8 fights in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Like literally. So they just decided to fight, like to just
go
fight.
at it. Yeah.
And so I just want to explain that to you because I don't know if you're following it, but I kind of have my whole take on this, which is like, I play contact sports. You play contact sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're both lacrosse players. I was a football player, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you can take contact and you can take some savage hits. I've
Mhm.
taken some fucking savage hits in
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
But the thing about hockey, because I also played hockey, is number one, hockey helmets don't do shit.
No.
Okay? I don't know what people think hockey helmets do, but they do nothing other than stopping you from literally cracking your head,
Mhm.
like on the ice, or getting your head cracked open by
Yeah.
a puck. But like, it doesn't save you from concussions. It doesn't save you from breaking your neck. It just doesn't save you
Yeah.
from anything other than literally cracking your skull.
Especially the NHL ones. Those are like the skimpiest of all
Nothing.
all hockey helmets.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I'll add that onto the fact that when you're skating, you're moving way fucking faster
Yeah.
than like sprinting. And add that also onto the fact that you have pucks,
Mhm.
sticks, sharp blades, and you have a retaining wall. That,
Dangerous
like,
sport.
Yeah, retaining wall that it doesn't move.
No.
If you hit that wall, it's not like hitting a person.
Yep.
Also, how
Okay.
much gear are you wearing that like adds to your weight? That,
Yeah,
like when
exactly.
you hit someone,
Yeah.
how much is adding?
Yeah,
So it's like,
decent amount.
it's a dangerous sport
Mhm.
to play dirty.
Mhm.
It's a very dangerous sport to play dirty. And there's a lot of people, you know, that come out and say like, oh, you know, it wasn't that bad, or like it was clean, it was just slightly off. But I think like the NHL has to look at shit like this and be like, dude, there's 2 options. There's 2 ways that this is going to go. And by the way, I love the fact that the Rangers just chose to do that.
Yeah.
But and a lot of people are saying this. The only reason why dudes like Tom Wilson exist is because the idea of like a goon in
Mhm.
hockey is gone.
Yeah.
You know, in the NHL, they used to just get, I mean, we had it like Milan Lucic and
Yeah.
What's his name? Thornton. Remember
Yeah,
Thornton?
yeah.
Like-
Sean Thornton.
Yeah, dudes that would just fight.
Mhm.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
That whole idea is kind of gone.
Mhm.
And if that's going to be kind of out of hockey, because, you know, hockey has a lot of pretty boys now. It
Yeah.
used to not be like that.
Yeah.
But it's becoming like a pretty boy sport, which is fine. I like the finesse. I
Mhm.
like finesse,
For
but it's
sure.
becoming a pretty boy sport. And if the idea of a goon's going to be gone, you got to protect the players.
Of course. Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, Tom Wilson should have had the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
And if he didn't get the shit kicked out of him, he should have been suspended 2 games. The NHL is doing nothing.
Just letting it slide, especially a player with history.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy. It's crazy. And there's so many, like, if you get involved in like hockey Twitter, it's like fucking World War III in there.
yeah.
Because there's people that like live and die by like, hey, this is hockey, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it's not really.
Yeah.
Because it used to be like you could do shit like this and then you'd get your ass beat.
Yeah. The
Now-
goon would get you.
Now you don't get your ass beat. I mean,
Yeah.
Tom Wilson's like a big guy.
Yeah. What do you think of like not like I guess it would almost soften hockey a little bit more, but like players that have a history, like what about a certain amount of suspensions and you're like
Dunzo.
Dunzo,
Forever?
or like a big fine or something, like you get a little couple warnings and then
Yeah. I think that there could be like a 3-strike type of rule where the
Yeah.
fines get worse. I think you would have to do something really, really bad to get permanently
yeah,
banned.
yeah. Don't just
from a
ban
sport.
anyone, but
Only because permanently banning someone from a sport
Yeah, it's
opens
tough.
opens up like
Right.
a Pandora's box of
Yeah.
every team is going to think someone should be permanently banned,
maybe
right?
not even. Yeah, I guess that even I was gonna say maybe even like a year, like you're done for the year. Or
Oh,
something.
that I would be on board with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even then, teams
Boot
might-
someone up for a year, I'm fine with that. Like
Yeah.
if you're like have you ever seen someone get boarded in hockey and they go head first into the
Yeah,
boards?
yeah.
It's like you die. You could die.
You get paralyzed.
You
I
could
think
get
that-
paralyzed. You could die. I think like if you're caught intentionally boarding someone and they go head first, and the league comes out and says you're done for the fucking year, you tried to
Good.
fucking kill this guy.
Yeah, you deserve it.
I'd be like, yeah, dude, fuck that guy,
Yeah.
dude. Because it's like it's a fucking sport.
yeah,
You guys get paid hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to play a sport.
yeah.
You're gonna try and potentially fucking paralyze someone over a fucking sport. Like,
Yeah.
get over yourself.
Yeah,
if
chill
the
out.
league if the league was like, dude, you gotta go, like, come back next year.
Yeah,
I'd be fine with that
Mhm.
personally.
NHL, look into that.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so quick. I mean, we all know like Travis Roy.
Mhm,
like,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It's that easy.
And like, I'm not saying do it over everything. Like a guy like Tom Wilson, like you get suspended a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Like, keep an eye
Like,
on-
I mean, he's a notorious scumbag.
Yeah.
Like he's just a notorious scumbag.
Yep.
So that was absolutely outstanding. Like the Rangers were just like, okay, he got a $5,000 fine. I guess we're just gonna fight the
Yeah.
whole fucking team.
Yeah, it's on.
That's how it's done.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that. But God, the NHL has to do better than that. $5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost an insulting like amount for the fine, because it's almost like saying to the Rangers, like, we honestly didn't even want to fucking fine this guy, but we just did it just so we could say we did it.
Yeah.
5,000?
Yeah.
It's like you would have been better off just like not doing it,
Yeah,
and just like
don't even do
put your nuts on the table and just be
Yeah.
like, we don't give a shit,
Yeah.
and be like, oh, 5,000, like what? Like
It's like you go to the playground, like the little kids.
Yeah,
You
dude.
get pushed off the slide, and the mom's
he
just
probably
like,
paid
"Yeah."
that cash at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He's like on his way out. He was like, here's the fine.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Whatever.
See ya,
See
bye.
you tomorrow.
Like, yeah. So that was stupid. But I will say credit to
The Rangers,
Tom
though.
Wilson. He reached out to Artemi Panarin. He did
Okay.
reach out to him, talked to him, made sure he was okay. Artemi Panarin said he was fine. Like, he's
Okay.
ready to go.
I was gonna
So-
say credit from I don't know too much about the whole thing. Like that's the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
I've heard of it. But go down the Rangers for next game. Like hey,
Yeah,
it's on.
stand up for your
Yeah.
boy. You got to do it.
Yeah,
Got to do it. So, yeah, that's my hockey news. There you go, hockey fans. Happy? I did it.
you did
I
it.
did it.
It's done.
And it doesn't matter. I mean, 50% of the people are going to hate what I just said
Yeah.
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
We gotta be men.
Now,
Hit people into
yeah,
boards.
yeah. people should die.
Yeah.
People should die. That's why I turn on TV. I
Yeah.
want to see people die.
It's hockey.
Next is this. So now we're in your zone. We're in the NFL.
All right.
So this is the story that's obviously sweeping through like the NFL. There's kind of this new thing which I'm noticing in the NFL, which is like, NBA players can just kind of be like, I don't really want to play for this fucking team anymore, and they just don't.
Let me go to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah,
Let me go
dude.
to
Or
the
like
Lakers.
fucking James Harden was just like, yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just happens. We're seeing that in the NFL now, which I think is so interesting
Yeah.
with Deshaun Watson and all that shit.
Yeah.
And so the new thing that's going on is Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers, which is like the biggest case of this of all
Yeah.
time. He's been there for fucking ever, and now like it's starting to turn into like he doesn't want to play for the Packers anymore, which
Yeah.
is crazy. And there's been all these different speculations of like why, who's rubbing him the wrong way, blah blah blah. The new thing is coming out is that like when they drafted Jordan Love, it was like the sign of the end.
Yep.
And now this thing's coming out that apparently there's this guy named Russ Ball,
Mhm.
who used to be the strength coach for the Packers and has slowly worked his way up the organization to become the director of football operations.
Okay.
And now the new thing that's most recently coming out about it is that like that guy's the director of football operations, and apparently Aaron Rodgers hates him.
Yeah.
That's like the new speculation
Yeah.
that they're saying. I guess someone in the Packers organization was like, Aaron Rodgers hates this guy, and like that's just what it is.
I think I did hear a little bit about that. I didn't know the guy's name, but
Yeah.
he didn't like someone in there.
And so the weird thing is there's a lot of people in the Packers organization that are like, oh, I can't imagine Aaron Rodgers being anywhere else but the Packers.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to see what you think. Like,
I
I have two questions to ask you, because like I don't know if people know this, but I don't tell Anthony what's going on before the podcast. Really, I just I get his takes as they
Wing it.
come. Yeah. So two things that I kind of want to see where your head's at with it. Number one would be, how do you feel about the idea like that NFL players are now kind of just deciding they don't want to play for teams and just kind of making it miserable for like teams to have them? And then the second thing I would ask you is like, can you actually imagine that Aaron Rodgers would really leave the Packers? So those are my two things.
right.
I want to see what you think on it.
So the first part, I mean, I have mixed views. Like, I'm all for the old school view. Like, this team's paying you millions of dollars. Kind of like, shut up and play.
Yeah.
But that's just, it's a business.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I can see certain cases, like if you're getting treated bad, like, yeah, maybe make a case to get out of there. But he's a starter. They drafted a quarterback, but that's a long-term play. Like, he's gonna retire at some point.
Legit.
He's a starter. I mean, did Jordan Love even play last year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was all Aaron. It's still his show.
Yeah.
Like, just shut up
I
and
feel
play.
like he's just being like a high schooler complaining, like, "Oh, someone's
Yeah.
taking my spot." It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna be leaving. Like,
Yeah.
like there's a future for this team, and you're not gonna be part of it. Like, kind
Mhm.
of just suck it up, dude.
Exactly.
And I love Brett Favre has been sounding off on this.
I haven't seen any.
And
of
you
that.
know what? I love like Brett Favre talking about anything, because it's like, dude, Brett Favre, you're the king of like being like
Everything.
the petty like high school like girl that like can't decide if she's like wants to break up with her boyfriend,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's like 2 months later she's like back together with him. It's like,
Am I
oh no, we just took a
retiring?
break and blah blah blah.
In terms
It's
of
like,
retiring.
yeah,
or
in terms of,
yeah.
it's like, dude, Brett Favre, you were the most ridiculous fucking person ever.
So
like,
what's he saying? Like,
oh, he's like all on Aaron Rodgers' side.
okay,
Like, oh
shut
yeah,
up, dude. Like,
Yeah,
like I
fucking
see it
Brett
sometimes.
Favre.
Like sometimes you don't want to play with the team, but like don't be a baby about it.
yeah,
Just, like,
dude. I don't know how I feel about it because it's like
I'm mixed.
I'm so mixed on it because like it's like you said, I do kind of have that feeling. It's like, dude, you get paid to do it, just fucking do it. But at the same time, it's like I can't figure out these fucking football front
Yeah.
offices. Like they could just be a bunch of scumbags for all I know.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know any behind the scenes.
yeah, I don't know
but,
any
like,
behind the scenes, but it's like for all we know, a lot of these football front office dudes could be absolute scumbag. I mean, it's kind of a business where you could be a scumbag and get away with it.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
it's like, if you think about it, like how I see it, like obviously like I'm working in retail right now and I'm leaving retail like in 2 weeks. Like I'm able to like leave. Like the NFL is the only like league that you can go and play in. So like you should kind of have a right to say like, yeah, I'm not playing for, because it's not like
Mhm.
there's 2 NFLs. Like no, there's literally like you only have 1 league in this whole entire like fucking country that you can play for.
Yeah.
So like if you don't have a voice, it's like, yeah, it's your job, but like also you have nowhere else to go. So you do kind of have to suck it up to an extent.
yeah, for sure.
Because it's not like you can go like, yeah, you can play for another team, but guess what? It's run by the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like
He-
you have like a second NFL to go.
Rodgers has that level though. He's at that level too, where it's I almost like respect it. Where it's like, dude, I've been Aaron Rodgers for fucking ever, and like
Yeah.
I'm the shit. So like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, it almost comes down to like, at this point, maybe the Packers like just trade him,
Yeah.
like get
100%.
something from him, and if he doesn't want to play
Which is
for you,
weird.
yeah.
Weird, dude.
I saw a picture. It was saying that Bart Starr, Brett Favre, both played 16 years for the Packers.
It's the 16-year curse that they
16-year,
keep
Yeah.
joking about.
yeah,
It's
so-
like they can't hold on to a quarterback for 16 years.
yeah, he's done.
For more than 16 years.
Yeah,
It's a curse.
if you're superstitious, that's it.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
I like when like players like that get sent to other teams. Like as soon as Brady hit the Tampa Bay, I loved him.
Oh, it was
I
lit.
loved him.
It was
I like-
fucking lit.
Anytime a big player goes somewhere else, I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes.
It would be so lit.
I'd like it. Go to like, as long as it's not the Pats. I don't want to
Yeah,
go to that. Like,
No, let me tell you something. If Aaron Rodgers went to the Pats, that would actually be the best case scenario.
You think so?
Tom Brady leaves the Pats and then Aaron Rodgers goes to the Pats. That story would be insane, Atwood. What, you want to
Yeah,
leave that on the table?
I don't want to play him twice a year.
Do you know like, let me tell you something. The sports world would fucking implode if Aaron
would.
Rodgers lifted a trophy with the
I
Patriots.
know, yeah.
Like, I think like a hole would open up in the universe and the earth would just fall through it.
I'm biased though because I don't want to play Aaron Rodgers twice.
Oh, yeah,
as a
yeah.
Dolphins fan.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
when Brady went like and left the Patriots, Will like made this analogy of like every time LeBron leaves the team, like the amount of like influx in fans that the NBA gets, it's like, oh, he moved teams, like let's see what happens.
Let's
Yeah.
watch
so
it.
so it's like, let's see where this like phenomenal like Packers player is gonna go, because so it's like when
Yeah.
Brady left the Pats, it's like all of a sudden this team is hated.
Yeah.
And then like now it's like they don't even follow the hype of like the team at this point. It's just the person.
Player, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Pats, when Brady left too, the Pats were a bunch of nobodies anyways. So there's no one to follow. They were a bunch of nobodies.
Yep. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'd like to see. So to wrap up the questions, I think maybe you should suck it up. There's some hidden details. I don't know.
yeah.
But suck it up and play somewhere, even if it's not the Packers.
Facts.
I'd like to see him somewhere
Go
else.
play for the Bears. That'd be fucking lit.
Yeah.
Who'd they get? They got
They
what's his
drafted
face?
someone, right?
Justin Fields. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then
That's
they have
crazy,
Andy
dude.
Dalton, right?
Yeah.
Is it him? Dalton?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He's upset.
That was their big.
Yeah.
Their big. Oh, we got him, and then it's like, not really. There you
Yeah.
go. See you later, Dalton. But it's what it is.
Little side football note. Any early Rookie of the Year candidates? Offensive, maybe? Defensive? Who do you think is going to be like the best quarterback out of that
It's
group?
probably gonna be Mac Jones.
Ugh.
It probably is though.
You think he's going to be better than
Yeah,
Trevor
because
Lawrence?
it's like
Sounds so disappointing.
it's the it's the Saban Belichick connection. Like I'm telling you, like there's just something about like it doesn't really matter like how you are as a player. It's like Belichick and Saban just make like chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah.
They've always done it, and it's like I don't even like everyone was even saying like, oh, Mac Jones is really not that good, but it's like.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to say it because everyone knows I'm Team Brady, but it's like, how good is Tom Brady?
yeah.
Tom Brady's not like the best quarterback in the league, but it's like
Stats wise, no way.
he like just like he wins.
Yeah,
It's
a
like
winner.
he's been where he needs to be, and it's like you're gonna tell me that a quarterback that like went through Saban's process and then got handed from Saban to Belichick, like you want me to root against that dude?
Yeah.
It's like fuck, like I'm
you
not
see that
doing
picture? The Alabama QB room like 2 years ago. It
I
was
know.
Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Tua, and they're all
Damn,
they're all
that's
right
wild.
there. Now they're both all starters.
That's
most
wild.
Likely. I don't know. Do you think Jalen is he the starter? Jalen Hurts.
I don't know.
In Philly,
I don't know what's going on there.
because they got rid of Wentz, didn't they? Or
Yeah.
is he still there?
I thought they got rid of him.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of talk about it. I actually
Yeah.
never followed up with
Yeah,
it.
me neither.
Fuck.
There was a lot of
We're
chaos.
rusty. You know, it's not football season though, so
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad.
Yeah.
We'll be on top of this by like August.
Yeah. July, August, I start to like.
when
dial
everything's
in.
like settled in.
Yeah.
I've been all lacrosse all the time,
All
as you can
lacrosse,
tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been more UFC, so.
Facts. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Speaking of fighting, that's a great transition though, because I did want to talk about this. The Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather thing.
Mhm.
It's going on. We talked about it a little bit. They're fighting June 6th, Miami, right? Hard Rock.
I don't know the date. Yeah, but
Yeah.
definitely at Hard Rock.
June 6th, Miami at Hard Rock. Logan and Floyd. Now this whole thing fucking comes out where like Logan and Floyd are like meeting up. They got all their goons with them. They're doing like a little face-off thing, and Logan does the little like got your hat thing and grabs.
So that was Jake.
Oh, Jake. Sorry,
Yeah.
does like the got your hat thing.
You tried to steal the show from
Yeah,
Big Bro.
and like everything just like kind of kicks off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of curious because like I saw after that like what's his face did it on TikTok. So he was filming a TikTok like, yo, I'm
Oh.
about to try and steal this dude's hat. He TikToked it.
Oh, okay.
So like he had that planned
Yep.
and like knew it was going to get a big reaction.
Jake Paul, the businessman.
Yeah. So my wonder is when I watched that is like, cause dude, Floyd Mayweather's a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows how to sell shit. Like the dude owns like 10 skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Like he's like, so I'm almost wondering like, do you think Floyd Mayweather was really mad, or do you think like he was just selling the fuck out of that?
Maybe a little of both. He's probably annoyed, felt a little disrespected, and he's like, you know what, let's make some money out of this.
Yeah.
Because he was, I watched a few of the clips.
Mhm.
Like he was saying he'll fight both brothers in the same night.
Yeah.
So he's probably like, let me get a rise out of it. Let me see if I can get a rise out of it.
Yeah.
Jake Paul reacts. He's obviously trying to make some money and sell something.
100%.
So between the two of them, I mean, two businessmen.
How are you feeling about I know we talked about this on our illegitimate first episode, but now we're on the real first episode. And now that it's kind of developing more, like, how do you feel about, like, this fight, like, situation that's kind of going on with, like, these guys?
I'm mixed. I don't. It's hard for me to make a decision.
I
about,
was
like,
super.
anything.
I was when we filmed this episode the first time. I was like super pro.
Yeah.
I'm falling back into the middle again.
Yeah. Like.
It's kind of weird, like this whole like.
That's what the Pauls thrive on, is like people going on like hating them, liking them.
But I
being
don't
in the
even
middle.
hate. It's
Well,
not
that's
them.
what they thrive on, is like people being like,
Yeah.
they're
They like-
whatever. Till I really like not support them, but like
Yeah. They like
them,
controversy.
and they enjoy the controversy of people like waning in between, like liking them and like
Yeah.
Mhm.
being neutral.
It's not my thing's not with the Pauls necessarily, because I like what the Pauls are doing because, like I said on our illegitimate episode, they're gonna get people paid.
Yeah.
There's UFC fighters, there's boxers that are just never gonna make a lot of money, but like you can step into a ring with one of the Paul brothers and make mills. So I'm okay with what they're doing. My thing is like, is this whole extraneous fighting league kind of social media based type of thing, is it gonna get to like WWE? Because that's what I'm kind of worried about with all these like face-offs in the middle of a random room and these brawls, and it's like, is it real, is it fake? Because these guys set stuff up. It's like it's gonna turn into like, God,
it's too
like,
much. Like especially like in that episode that we didn't air because it, the illegitimate episode, is that what it's called?
The illegitimate
Alright.
episode, yeah, we'll call it that from now on.
I was kind of roasting Triller. Like they're making it too, like, I know fighting is entertainment, but they're making it like a little bit of fighting
Too
with
much.
a lot of performances. Like,
Those performances, I could throw those all in the garbage. I don't give a
just
shit.
Fight. I just want to see the fights.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
But as far as the fights, like, imagine if Floyd's first loss was to Logan Paul. Like, because
that would change the world
yeah,
forever. It
because
would change the world forever.
obviously, like, Floyd beats like Conor, the biggest star in UFC. Imagine if Logan Paul pulls it off. Like, he's big. If he hits Floyd,
He's big.
if he hits Floyd, he's got like a
He's
decent
big.
amount of size on him.
Yeah,
that
no,
could
no.
do some damage. Then again, you have to hit Floyd,
Which
He's
is
hard.
next to impossible.
Mhm.
Next to impossible.
Yeah, there's only been a couple people who have even hit him clean.
Yeah.
So, and then I mean Jake Paul, he just wants he doesn't want Logan to get too much.
Yeah,
fame,
too much shine.
So he's like, hey, let me get a piece of the
Yeah,
pie.
for sure.
I don't know.
He might. I think he's a little salty that Logan got Floyd.
Yeah, definitely. And
I think he
got
is.
Ben Askren.
Yeah, that sucks. That's tough.
He's just
The bag's got to be bigger for this one.
Yeah.
And that probably hurts.
Mhm. The Triller guy said he wants to see Jake Paul and Dylan Dennis whenever that can be made.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that'll happen.
I don't know though. Like it's hard. Like these MMA fighters are great at MMA, but it's boxing. Like we've even seen Connor, like a great MMA fighter with boxing skills. Like you can't hang with the boxer.
But I feel like that's why, like, I remember, I forget who Ben Askren was interviewing with, but he said when he lost, he didn't really give a shit.
Yeah, he didn't. He got
He
that
wa-
was his biggest
He,
payday
he, was,
ever.
he was like, I genuinely, when I woke up the next day,
He didn't care.
he was like, I don't feel like anybody. He said like there was a small section of people that don't know much about fighting
Mhm.
that were like, oh, I can't believe this pro fighter lost to blah, blah, blah. But he goes like, I don't feel like anybody who knows anything about fighting
Mhm.
was like disappointed in me or like criticizing me at all. He said like, I felt very normal.
Yeah.
Like when I lost, he goes, I didn't really feel embarrassed because he was like, everybody knows I don't do this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he's not a boxer. He can't punch. We could throw a better punch.
yeah. So it was just kind of like, I feel that these MMA fighters, I said this in the illegitimate episode, there's not much to lose if you're not a boxer.
Yeah. You're getting paid.
Yeah. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you lose and you get pieced in the face, it's just like, oh, he's an MMA fighter. He doesn't
Yeah.
box. If you're a boxer, now if you're Floyd Mayweather, you have now everything to lose.
Everything.
If a boxer steps in there with the Pauls, that's when the pressure's on.
The
Because
50
you're a
now.
boxer, you don't have like the, oh, dude, I grapple. I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I don't throw hands,
Yeah.
you know?
And everyone's saying like, oh, it's Logan Paul. It's not a risky fight, but he's got like, he's much
fucking
bigger.
big.
He's a big dude.
Floyd
yeah.
Mayweather is smaller than me, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's like, and lighter.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like a baby boy.
Is there? I want to say there is. I think Logan has to cut down to a certain weight to fight him.
Yeah, but I mean, he'll do that
Yeah.
shit, and then he'll fucking eat 3 cheeseburgers and come in like 50 pounds heavier than
Yeah.
Floyd, like he's gonna be anyways.
Mhm. I don't know. I'm assuming he. I mean, we know Jake Paul can obviously punch for. I mean, what it's worth, but
Jake Paul's got to be the better athlete. I don't think Logan's as good as him. Tell you
think
that
he can-
much.
like if he catches Floyd, I wonder the size difference what it's gonna do if he gets
Yeah, I
hit.
don't know.
If he gets hit, that's the thing.
I don't know how Floyd's chin is because we
Yeah.
don't really see it tested.
Plus Floyd, like the thing is too, he's used to dodging these fast like 145, 155 fighters, whatever they fight at. And, like I don't think
I don't
Logan's-
think Logan's gonna be able to touch him, so
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about it. Even if he
Yeah.
touches him, it's not gonna be bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, Floyd's gonna see it coming from a mile away, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
It's like
It's crazy that we're even talking
yeah,
about this.
it's so weird. Yeah.
Fucking, I mean, that's what you got to say about the Pauls. We're sitting here talking about this right
Yeah.
now. Like they've done it.
Yeah.
It's over. They've already done it. There's
Yeah.
nothing you could do to them now.
I know.
They've done it. We're
Yeah.
talking right now in the year 2021. We're
Yeah.
talking right now about Floyd Mayweather fighting Logan Paul.
Logan, who would have thought?
And we're not hypothetically talking about
it's
it
happening.
because it's actually happening.
Yep.
Like, so it's like they've done it, bro.
Yep.
They've already won. And
And
that's
like-
what I love about it. It's like at this point, it's like you don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yep.
It's kind of like if you hate kind of these YouTube fights, it's like fine, hate that
Mhm.
aspect of it.
You're still talking about it.
But if you hate the Pauls, it's like then you're just hating the player
yeah.
because it's like they've done it, bro.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to see them both get like.
Oh, yeah,
knocked
for
out.
sure.
They're too cocky for my liking.
For
but
sure.
At the same time, we're still talking about.
Which how much of that do you think is real? Like, do you think these two kids are really that cocky, or do you think they're that's so much their image now with the whole YouTube and I'm rich and I'm a celebrity type of thing that you almost get boxed into it? Like it's almost like what happened to Connor. Like
Mhm.
Connor was that for so long.
Yeah.
And then he had to kind of turn himself to like humble Connor, like they
Mhm.
called it humble Connor. And he's kind of turning himself back now. But it's like, do you think that you get so boxed into that image that if you were to change, like you almost no one would care? Like it almost feels like Logan and Jake Paul can't be nice guys now because
Yeah.
then they
No
lose
one-
money.
Yep. Exactly.
Right?
They kind of have to. Like, I'm sure, like neither of them think they could beat Floyd Mayweather, but they have to pretend they're gonna.
Yeah.
Because like and they have to be that like.
Because I've heard, I don't know if it's Logan or Jake, but I guess one of them has like a podcast or both of them do.
Logan Paul. Has
And
one.
I've heard that like by all accounts, like they're actually like he's actually like a pretty smart businessman,
Yeah,
and
no,
like he's
I-
a pretty like
Yeah, they're
he's
like,
a pretty well thought out dude.
Yeah.
So I'm
Way
almost
back-
like, are they bullshitting this whole?
yes.
Like-
Way back when, like before Shane Dawson was like canceled.
So like see,
This
lost me,
No,
lost
this is
me
the thing.
already.
is before like Shane Dawson was like canceled.
You
and
said it
everything,
again.
they
She did it again.
a-
I just said that you lost
Do you want me
me.
to fucking talk or not, kid? Shut
But
up.
you got to explain who Shane Dawson is because you're saying it like that makes sense to
Because
us.
He's just like a YouTuber. Like,
Okay,
I
so
don't
you
know
got to
about-
say that. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what
but
you're
he
talking
does
about.
these like conspiracy theories and like docu-series and everything, and he did one with like Jeffree Star as well. And he does like is Jake Paul like a sociopath, and it was this multiple part series, and yes, I watched it. And they were talking, and afterwards people were like, oh, like this isn't real, like Jake isn't really like a sociopath, like it's like this, like he puts on this persona for to be in the in front of the camera. And his girlfriend at the time, forget her fucking name, and she goes, yeah, it's like all an act.
I knew it.
And she goes,
I knew it.
he is the most like genuine, down to earth, like caring person. Like if somebody gets hurt during a prank, like the moment the cameras shut off, he like runs over and makes sure the person's like,
I knew
okay.
it because the Paul brothers did some work with. I follow Barstool obviously a lot, and they did some work with Barstool, and the people at Barstool were saying like that, like they're really like smart guys.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so weird to me
Their
because
background is very like their
Yeah.
parents are very like smart people as well.
I feel like they got boxed into this.
Mhm.
That,
Now they're
like
stuck.
you can't. They would lose so much money if they were nice guys.
It's like and for MMA fans like the Colby Covington.
Yeah,
you
and
can't-
Conor McGregor, he
Conor
got trapped.
McGregor.
He got trapped
Yeah.
too. You get trapped.
Yep.
You
And
can't get
then,
out. It
like,
loses you money. That's the
Yeah.
problem. It loses you money.
I watched one of Logan Paul's podcasts, the one with Ben Askren, because I'm like, I was into that whole Jake versus Ben thing, and just like he's a likable dude, like, but obviously he just plays this character that you don't really.
Yeah,
like.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So-
when after like the whole when Shane Dawson did that like docu-series with Jake, the younger brother, it was shortly after Logan, the older brother, had done the Japan suicide force.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people who like don't like Shane Dawson or don't like the Logans were like, you're just doing this to like give them more clout of being these like horrible people.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
like in reality, like when the Jake doesn't know the camera was rolling, like he's this normal person.
Mhm.
but it's
They've also
like-
been famous forever too. You got to think about
Yeah.
that. Like, imagine you start getting famous on YouTube when you're like a teenager,
Mhm.
and then you grow up and you get older, but you already been doing that shit for fucking ever.
Mhm.
Because then it's like,
It's like your brand, like you're
yeah.
changing
By
your
the
brand
time,
all
like,
of a sudden.
I always think about that now. I'm 27 now,
Yeah.
right? When I was 21, I was way different.
Yeah.
But if everybody knew me as I was when I was 21,
Mhm.
like, and that was my brand, like who I was at 21, it's like 27-year-old me would have to fake it at this
Yeah.
point.
Definitely.
Because like me at 21 and me now are like two different people.
Yep.
But if I had to be 21-year-old self at this point, I'd have to fake it
Yep. Makes
because it's
sense.
just like a different person. And I feel like that you get trapped. I feel like on YouTube, it's like you can't
Yeah.
get out.
I even watched like Logan Paul. I think it was him back on Vine when that was a thing.
Fuck.
He used to do like those like you would go into a grocery
They're
store.
confused. They're confused.
Vine
Oh, I know
still.
Vine very well. I had
Yeah.
a Vine.
I like
No.
Vine. I'm not a TikTok guy, but like Vine.
I think they what blue. Like, we should talk about Blue's Clues. You guys
Yeah.
like
Or
that?
how,
You guys
Blue-
in-
how Blue's
you
Clues
guys
is a
into that?
female. We had a conversation about
Whoa,
this. though.
blue. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. See, I almost said
Yeah.
it.
You were like, weird.
Blue. No. But Logan Paul used to do like Vines, and I'm like, oh, I like this guy, and then obviously now he has this character that he has to
Yeah,
follow.
yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm like, you know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shoebox yourself, and
Yeah.
you just that's who you got to be if you want to
Yeah.
collect those checks.
Yep.
I bet when all these kids retire and they're like millionaires and they have like mansions and they just
When
don't
they're
care
on
anymore.
They already are millionaires.
No, but I mean like when
When
like
they're done
when
creating
they're just like
content.
over it, right? I bet like they're gonna be like probably like fan favorites. I
Yeah.
could totally see these guys just be like when they're done with boxing and all this bullshit. They're just gonna be like these people behind the scenes. Everybody's just gonna be like, "Holy fuck, these
Yeah.
kids were
Who
genius."
are you?
These
Yeah.
guys just went balls to the wall for a decade, made so more money than God, and then just called it a day.
Yep.
Like that's what I
For
kind of
sure.
feel.
Yeah. Just make the bag, get out, and then be yourself.
Hell yeah. And making the bag again. You're a king of
Collect the
transitions.
bag.
Pound it on the transition
Transitions
because
without even
he
knowing.
keeps just saying that. I'm ruining the transition just by pointing it out. But he just keeps saying stuff like he just goes making the bag, and then I'm just like, oh my god, that was so good. Because the next topic, and this was the one where I said I could rant about this forever, but I'm not
when
gonna.
I don't.
Oh, he already has.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've ranted about this to Sarah. Sarah listens to my rants all the time about different things, and this one makes me very excited.
All right.
The NCAA president, and I hate the NCAA, so that would be my rant. I'm not going to get into it. I'm literally stifling back my like urge to go in on this rant, which I will not. But I hate the NCAA, so let me just get that out there. Fuck the NCAA. The NCAA president, though, and his name is, let me get his name right because I want to give him credit, Mark Emmert. First NCAA president I'm ever going to like. The NCAA president recommends that the association's board members approve new rules allowing athletes to make money from their name, image, and likeness rights this summer.
I'm on
I've
board.
never been so happy.
Yeah.
I hate the NCAA. I used to go on, like, I would write Facebook, like, rants on my status about it. And anybody who knows me knows, like, I don't give a shit about politics. I don't give a shit about anything. Like, the NCAA is my trigger. This is, like, this is the thing that gets me. This is the thing that, like,
don't talk politics at the dinner table. Don't talk
NCAA
at the
at
dinner
me.
table with William.
Yeah, you
Don't do
can't.
it.
There's no way to trigger me.
Maybe
You
that's
can't-
gonna change in the.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you can't trigger me with politics. You can't trigger me with religion. It's like I just don't care. It's like you bring up the NCAA,
Game on.
buckle up, because it's like if you come out pro NCAA, like, oh, they get scholars. It's like I will bury you with facts. I will bury you with facts of how much money so many students have been denied from making because the NCAA fucking owns them.
Yeah.
I'm holding back. I'm not going to get into it. But the bottom line is positive news for NCAA. Credit to the NCAA. Credit to Mark Emmert. They can make money, well, hopefully, if the board approves it. And I don't know how many scumbags are on the board. But if you're on the board of the NCAA, probably a scumbag. But we'll see. Try not to be a scumbag for 30 seconds of your life and just vote this through.
Yeah.
But can make money off their name, image, and likeness rights this summer.
Yeah.
He's trying to get it passed like as quickly as possible. I think it said like by July. So what do you think? I mean, he's like, I think it's just a great like this is so long overdue.
Yeah. Like my immediate thought, like as you were saying that, like it popped in my head. Look up, Google like a picture. Anyone Google a picture of like the facilities they build. They're multi-million-dollar facilities, and you're telling me the kids who make it possible don't get a dime of
Don't
that?
get a dime.
Dime.
And
And
the
they
thing-
can't get sponsorships, anything. Like
And the funny thing is, like, they always say, like, well, they get a scholarship. And it's like, yeah. The problem is they put rules in place that force kids to go to college if they want to go to all these leagues. So it's like, hey, I know we're forcing you to be here, but we're going to make it free. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
It's like,
Thanks.
Here's something you didn't want. Just
It's
take
like,
it
dude.
and be grateful for
Yeah.
it.
it's like, what are you talking about? Do you know how many, like, look at Zion Williamson. I always compare the Zion Williamson thing. You remember when Zion Williamson blew out of his shoe?
Yeah.
And it was like, thank God, like, he wound up being okay. But imagine, like, he had just mangled his leg, like, beyond repair.
Yeah.
And it's like, he was playing for free that year.
Yeah.
It's like, he could have been playing for, a few million. He was playing for free.
Yeah.
So imagine he mangles his leg. I mean, again, I'm not going to go on the whole rant, but it's just like, this is long overdue. Like,
Yeah. Definitely.
they got to make money.
Mhm.
Like, everyone has, everyone should have the right to make money.
Yeah.
Giving someone a scholarship is not making them money.
It doesn't even have to be like a crazy like
No.
professional amount. Like it doesn't even have to be like entry level professional. Just
Yeah,
something.
dude.
Something.
Like, dude, if somebody's like, hey, I want to use your photo to advertise my, like, I don't know, summer, like, event. I don't know what it is. Like, Zion Williamson will attend this event, and if we can, like, if you show up to this and, like, we can put your face on the poster, like,
Get some cash.
you'll get some cash. It's
Yeah.
like, why is the NCAA so fucking hard on that
Like,
shit?
nope.
Because, and you know what I like about the name, image, and likeness thing? It's really smart by the NCAA because there's always been this issue with the idea of paying players because it's like, well, what about the teams that don't make money for the school? And then we're going to have to decide, like, okay, do we split it up team by team by team? And it's a percentage of the revenue that you bring in. It becomes a whole issue. And then it's like, okay, I get that. And then the other thing with paying players was like, well, some players get more money spent on them than other teams. So if you're going to pay players, then you should give all players, like,
Yeah.
equal opportunity, like, blah, blah, blah. So I get that. But what I love about the name, image, and likeness thing is, like, it has nothing to do with the team.
Yeah.
It's all player, right? Like,
Individualized, yeah.
they're going to have to reach out to this player
Mhm.
because they want this player. And so no one any other team could be like, this is unfair, because it's like, no, it's not, because it's like no one gives a shit about you.
Yeah.
That's not this
Yeah.
player's fault. He's popular.
Is that even for like? I'm wondering. You ever see like the models, jersey models? I guess they are like if they're showcasing like an Alabama football.
Yeah,
jersey,
yeah, yeah.
And they like black out the face so you can't see who it is or shadow it out. Like, can they use players now?
I don't know because like it hasn't been voted through yet.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
Would
there's
that
gonna be all.
That'd be cool. Like you can. See,
I'm sure
like,
there's gonna be stipulations to it. Like
Yeah.
it's not just gonna be like players have free reign over their like
Yeah,
likeness. Like
for sure.
I'm just out here doing whatever. They're it's the NCAA. That's never gonna be that like easy. But
Do you remember that kicker that I think he was a college kicker, I think, and he had a YouTube channel, and they made him shut it down.
yeah,
Like-
yeah, no, I do remember
'Cause
this.
He was making money off YouTube.
There was a girl that happened to too.
Yeah.
There was some girl that she was a YouTuber,
Mhm.
and it had nothing to do with
Yeah,
her playing sports.
but she made
But
money, right?
she had a YouTube
Mhm.
that she just did other things, and she
Mhm.
made money, and the NCAA made her shut
Yeah,
down.
they were like,
I
"Nope."
mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like,
Yeah. It's
not
crazy.
to get all like, I don't even know, but like, it's like I thought this was fucking America. I'm
It's
sorry.
Back in 2017, UCF kicker Donald. I'm not gonna pronounce this guy's last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically I'm not allowed to make money off my YouTube videos.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so stupid that this was ever allowed. And it's the craziest thing about it too is like, and again, I'm gonna hold back from ranting. I'm just gonna get this one point out. There has been players like Shabazz Napier. I don't know if you remember. Shabazz Napier famously was the guy that started this. So Shabazz Napier went to UConn and he was a basketball player. Sarah's heard me talk about this. Unbelievable basketball player.
Mhm.
Shabazz Napier talked about nights where he went to bed like hungry. Like literally went to bed hungry because they get a certain amount of meal. They give you like a scholarship to
Yeah.
school. Who gives a fuck?
But you still
And
get,
then-
you're on that
And
meal plan.
then they
like,
give you a meal plan, and then it's like they don't have any other money. They
Yeah.
can't make any other
well,
money.
plus, like most places, I mean, there's other places, and the bigger schools have like more places. But if you have your meal swipes or whatever at a dining hall,
Yeah.
you have practice till 10 o'clock. Dining hall's closed.
Yeah, it's
Good luck.
closed, and they don't have any money to get anything.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing about it too, and it's not funny. I'm saying that like in a bad way.
Yeah.
So many of these players that are nasty at sports are fucking poor.
Mhm.
So Shabazz Napier literally said he would go to bed hungry because, like, let's say the calf wasn't open, he couldn't get food, he didn't have money to get food,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, he's fucking poor.
Yeah.
So his mom and dad, like, people are very like. I was fortunate.
Mhm.
A lot of people have been fortunate that like your parents can help you.
Mhm.
You know, most people that are in college to some degree are in that situation where it's like
Mhm.
if you need money for fucking food,
Yeah.
like your parents can help you. It's like not everybody's in that situation, bro. There's a lot of people that it's like, dude, I get out of practice at 10 o'clock every day. The calf's closed every day.
Mhm.
I need like $200 a week so that I can feed myself after practice. And guess what? My family doesn't fucking have it.
Yeah. A lot of
And the NCAA was just like,
Well, that's
good
what
luck.
happened. Remember when Last Chance U came out, and like that's when like the first time you went on the like NCAA.
that's
like,
when I
rant
went
with
on my
me.
first rant.
Because
We were
it's,
watching
like,
Last Chance
I was
U.
watching it with him, and there was this kid literally like living out of his car because to get home was like an hour and a half commute.
Mhm.
So Monday through Friday, this kid like lived out of his car.
Yeah.
And I like made the comment. I was like, how do these cameramen like function? And Will goes like, if they find out, like if anybody.
She was asking. So what happened was you
Yeah, I
you
was
skipped
like-
you skipped a very
Yeah.
important part. The kid needed money for food. He was
Yeah.
going out with his boys, remember?
Yeah.
And he needed money. It was like $5 because he wanted to get like some, those street like things with
The street
on
vendors.
food. They
Oh,
have like
yeah.
street vendors for food.
Mhm.
It was like $5, and he didn't have the $5, so he had to call someone and be like, "Yo, I just need like $5.50
Yeah,
for
and
some
he had to
food."
like step away from his friends, but like meanwhile the camera is still on.
All the
and
cameramen
we're
are there.
seeing this. And I was like, why can't the cameraman just like do it? And
She
like,
was like disgusted
I
that like
was
the
so fucking
the
confused.
cameramen are all just sitting watching this kid
Yeah.
making
struggle for
probably
money.
bank on this Netflix
Yeah.
series in
Yeah.
comparison to what, and they don't get, and they can't even on the down, like even if they gave it to them on the down low, like these
Yeah.
kids would be fucking
Yeah.
screwed.
And I literally explained
And I was like, what? Like,
I went-
couldn't like wrap my brain around it.
I went on such a long rant because like when like I said, if you bring it up around me, I'm gonna go on a rant. But it really is crazy in that scene. But really, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like low key, because it's just like, dude, even people that want to help these kids, like
Can't.
I'm sure if the cameraman could, like if that cameraman could have just been like, here's $10,
Yeah,
and maybe he did. I mean, we don't know. It
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Mhm.
But like they're actually risking more
Yeah.
by accepting the $10
Yeah. Then.
than just starving.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the crazy part that like the NCAA creates is like, even if these players can get help, some of them know like, I'm going to be in the league one day. I'm going to make money one day. I just have to appease the NCAA for 1 year. So
Yeah.
you know what? I'm just not going to eat tonight. Because it's like,
Sucks.
God forbid I go to this pizza place
Yeah.
Okay, God forbid I go to this pizza place.
Yeah.
The pizza place knows I don't have any fucking money. The dude goes, just go out back. Like, no one's going to see. Like, I'll just hand you a pizza out the back door. God forbid NCAA hears that Domino's gave you a free pizza. That you could be done.
Yeah, that's it.
You could be done. So it's like, it's crazy. So that's the negative, but I want to get off ranting. I promised I wouldn't rant. So I just want to say I'm happy. Thank you, Mark Emmert.
Yeah.
Paying the players is going to be a long, 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 long battle.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that's going to probably take a decade before like it's even close to being finalized. But this is a great first step because it's very specific to one player, gives them an opportunity. Hey, like, can we use your picture for such and such and such? We'll give you $1,000. Some of these poor kids that come from nowhere are going to be able to eat.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, you remember like LeBron existed before the age where you had to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
So all LeBron really had the pressure of is he could live with his mother till he was 18 and he got out of high school. Once he was out of high school, he could go to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in a better situation. And we all know like they got a Hummer mysteriously. People were giving out gifts, right?
Yeah.
The problem is now like with social media, like with the way social media is, less and less players are going to be able to get those little handouts.
Yeah.
Because someone from some other team, someone that doesn't like you is going to be like, hey, does anyone think it's weird that such and such and such has this?
Mm-hmm.
You can't get away with it like LeBron did,
Yeah.
right? Nowadays, like if some player that clearly is poor and grew up poor suddenly mysteriously is driving around in a Hummer, there's going to be a picture of it. It's going to be all over Twitter, Instagram, everything. It's going to get retweeted a million times, and the NCAA is going to get involved. So it's like I think players are more scared now
for
to even accept help because like you can't get away with it like LeBron did. Imagine LeBron growing up like he did in 2021 with social media, he never would have accepted that Hummer, bro, because we know his family did not buy that Hummer.
Yeah.
He never would have accepted it. But the social media was just like, there wasn't any. So it was kind of like the news and ESPN would talk about it, but it's like, it couldn't go viral like it did, you know? Like,
no one's going to be reposting, retweeting.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. But
I'm glad they can get like.
It's fucking amazing.
It's a good step.
It's a great step. I'm
Someone
feeling
had
good.
to do
We
it.
got a little serious there, but you know what? I had to get it out.
Yeah.
Had to fucking get it out. Fuck the NCAA.
For now.
Scumbags. All right. So that was that. We got to run this back. So in our illegitimate episode, we rated the jerseys. We're gonna get the girls on scene here. We're gonna run through it again. We're gonna do PLL. I almost didn't want to do PLL again, but like I said, like fuck it, let's just run it back.
So real quick, is there like we can make like a segment out of this? Like obviously it could be any jerseys we pick like from any time.
No, yeah. We're
But
gonna do more jerseys for sure.
Okay. Is there because they have like alternates and like
Yeah.
like some jerseys from the PLL,
PLL
better
and
than
not others. I was thinking about that as I was going through.
Also, you know what
we'll bring them back too.
Yeah, we'll bring them back. We can do like a tournament. But on the PLL Instagram for a little bit they were doing the helmet tournament.
Yeah, the burner buckets.
Yeah,
burn buckets. Yeah. That shit was sick.
We could do helmets.
And the official, it's a bummer because the official Cannons jersey reveal is coming soon, according to Paul RABIL. So, like, the one I have obviously is preliminary, so I don't know if it's even going to match the one that's official. So, we might have to run the Cannons back for a third time when the actual one comes out, but we'll see.
I can't also see it at all, like, from over there.
Yeah, and also navy blue is the same color as black.
Oh,
I guess.
I'll go on that rant again.
It's the same color.
We'll go into that again because Livy's on my side.
Same color, no difference.
Oh, see, she is on my side. I just said that hoping that she was. I just was hoping she was on my side.
But why? It's two different colors.
Let's get on the mics and we'll explain it.
It's two different colors.
We'll explain it. And once we get on the mic.
Let me just say in the illegitimate podcast, your boy was wearing a navy shirt.
It was
Sarah's
tough.
like,
it was a tough look.
Look good on you, but maybe.
I just hate the color.
I was like,
Repulsive.
all right.
I know, but I'm with you hating the color. My issue,
you don't have just because I can hate someone and I'm like, oh, I just hate them, and you're like, okay.
No.
Why can't they be the color?
No. I'm fine with you hating navy blue. My issue was you said navy blue and black are the same thing, and if I was wearing a navy blue shirt, this would look very
when
different.
you work in retail and apparel, navy blue and black are the same goddamn fucking thing.
That's what I fucking said. If you leave the store with something navy blue thinking it was black, and then you have to return it.
Yes, you know how many times that fucking happened with the Nike Pro
I'm willing to bet.
I feel like your eyes just aren't sensitive enough.
I'm willing to bet you knew what color shirt you were buying.
I was very confident.
You weren't like, is this navy blue? Is this black?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
When I check off the race box, I don't check off navy blue American.
I'm I'm gonna kill you. I'm sorry I work in like shitty retail that has shitty lighting that can't differentiate black and navy blue. But then when you go out in the sun, it's like, okay, yeah, it's navy blue and black.
What race are you, Will? I'm navy blue American.
swear
Really?
to
I thought you were
God.
black. Same color, bro.
Same.
It's the same thing. No fucking difference, bro. Fucking navy blue, same shit. Whatever. Can't tell.
What color's our hair? Navy blue?
Yeah, navy
Black?
blue
I
hair,
can't tell.
dude. Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically in anime, they do make it black or green. I mean, they make black hair green or navy blue because you can't tell that it's black on screen.
The highlights are.
But
Fuck off,
that's because of the way that television screens work, though. That's
And
different.
what if my eyes work like a television screen?
They
no
don't,
problem.
though.
How do you know?
They don't.
We're going down a
Apparently they
rabbit
do.
hole.
Oh my gosh, all right. Whatever. Two different colors scientifically.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Retiring from the mesh.
Yours going where?
Show's canceled. No.
Oh, I'm sweaty. Look like
don't hit
a
the
rabbit. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, you don't need this open anymore, right?
Oh, I'm in control. This feels
I'm not
nice.
looking on camera. Like
You know, this is like still being recorded, though, right?
I feel super official. All right, here we go.
Okay, bad.
I'll go back and actually like keep track of what's going on,
Oh,
like
are
with
we
the
keeping
scores
track
after.
of scores? Are you doing it?
I'm gonna do it after
All right, bet.
because we're recording this. I don't know if you noticed.
I'm literally gonna shove this fucking mic stand up your ass after this.
Are you sure?
100.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I won't lube it either.
I might be into it.
Okay.
I might be.
I know. I almost said okay, Eric.
Could be a thing. You can't say that.
Yes, I can. She doesn't know.
Oh.
She doesn't know about this.
By the time I'm done. All right. Here we go. First jersey. So we're rating the jerseys. We're doing
Okay.
PLL. All right. We have audio this time. We're gonna make sure when I cut to it. So here we go. First jersey that's going on here. We got the Atlas.
It's out of 10, right?
It's out of 10.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll
making
go out
sure.
of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I should have been seeing last time. The shit that's down at the bottom. So we're good here.
Okay.
4.5.
4.5.
I kind of like it, so I'm gonna give it like a 7.4.
Ooh.
I
White-
like the vibrant blue.
I don't like the white pants.
Yeah. those
Oh,
are
white
dirty.
looks so clean.
It does, but I like it visually, but for actual like playing.
Oh no, that's how you know you're working hard. The goal when you're wearing white in a sport is to fuck it up by
Well,
the end
yeah,
of the game.
true.
All right, so 4 point
5.
and a 7.4. Okay, we're seeing where the tastes are now. Here we go. Next team, we got the fucking Water Dogs. Water Dogs. Water. Woof woof. Am I right, guys?
Oh my god, I can't see the logo with this one,
Yeah.
but I'm just going off of like color.
It's a dog.
Well, color and roughly aesthetic.
Yeah, I can't really see the logo. I have no idea what that looks like.
I'm
Can I grab them? Oh, hold on. You know what I can do though? Watch this. Watch this. Let me try and get in on this guy. Let me try and
Zoom,
get
zoom,
in
zoom.
on you.
Oh, it's a husky?
It's a water dog. What is a
Because
water
that's not
dog,
a-
you ask?
Portuguese water dog? Like, that's not... What?
wait,
Whoa.
that's the thing.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you just got way too specific.
Okay,
for
I had to
me.
Google what a whip snake was last time.
Yeah.
I know.
So like, okay,
I don't hate it. I just don't like purple like that. It makes me think of fucking Barney and shit. Like, you know? Like,
I said it was royal last time, so
it's
I'll
so
do like a-
shiny.
shiny. We're just doing jerseys because I like that helmet. No, I don't. 5.4.
Honestly, same thing. Like 5.2. Like, a little low.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. Ouch for the water dogs. Average.
I like that it's like a royal purple.
I don't... What is that? That looks like a obese
He looks like he's
dog.
been stabbed in the mouth. Oh my god.
The dog looks a little overweight.
It looks like he's been stabbed. Like this, it's like going.
He's, like,
All right.
eating it.
Next up is the Chouse.
Okay, I remember. this.
Everyone's favorite team, the Chouse.
Okay.
Is that a lobster?
No, it's a scorpion.
Lobster. Red lobster.
I went
The
on.
Chouse.
I went on my horoscope rant last time, but this one's also I give it a high because I like the half black, half red, but I hate the Build-A-Bear writing.
Yeah,
like that
Oh
looks-
yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
Build-A-Bear.
Like if you literally did any other font. Like you could have honestly done like a cursive font, and it probably would have looked.
Cursive on a jersey is always a mistake.
You're not wrong,
That's
but they
where I'm
could.
going to disagree
But
with
they
you.
could have literally done anything except fucking Build-A-Bear font.
I am 1,000% agree with you. That
Okay,
font
the
is terrible.
The wait,
that
are the
font is-
numbers? I can't tell from over here, but you're closer. Are the numbers that same font?
No.
Okay,
no,
so
no,
they
no.
could have. They
Those
should.
are straight up like jersey numbers.
Yeah, see, they
like
should
this
have-
one here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. They should have done like chaos. I almost just said chaos. I hate you.
The chows.
They should have done it in that font, but I still give it like a 8.2. Yeah, 8.2.
Oh, it's strong. That's a strong
Yeah,
one.
like 7-8, black and red and white looks clean, you know.
Yeah, and I like the half and half.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's not the letters.
Yeah, the Build-A-Bear just.
All right. Next up, the arches. The arches.
We hate this.
Ooh,
This
ouch.
looks like a computer program logo.
Ooh,
Like
ouch.
I said, it looks like a Alpine design from like Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, like
It's
That's such a specific
Like
reference.
Windows.
yes, it is. It's all
Right.
because we work
I
there.
love it. I absolutely love it. Like this looks like this thing that nobody knows what it is.
Unless you work there.
Yeah, unless you're traumatized by it.
I see a ghost, like, you know, like a little boo, like
Okay,
It looks
I
like the
could see
pen
it.
tool. It looks like the pen tool when you're designing. Maybe that was their inspiration, even though.
You're just firing off these references. now.
right, and that's the navy blue, like bullshit, and then the orange.
Yeah, it's like teal. It's like a dark teal. I give it like a 4.1.
yeah,
Oof.
like 4.5.
Ouch.
It's too simple.
This
I
the
feel
cuffs are
like-
cool.
I feel like there's no team camaraderie
Yeah, that's so
around an
boring.
arrowhead.
so boring.
Like with like the chaos, like you have a scorpion, you have like a dog. It's like it's an arrow. Like that just doesn't feel very sporty. I don't know how
Next
to-
up, I don't know who these are. I don't know what this is.
It sucks because I know I like this jersey.
terrible. Really terrible. I actually feel bad for showing you guys this, so that's unfortunate.
See, I like the design.
I think they're called the shit snakes, right? Yeah, all right.
the blue and red is pretty cool together, and then like
Oh yeah, it's like the seafoam and whatever we were saying last time. I like the snake and how it looks like the lacrosse head. I like it visually.
from here, it literally looks like Red from Among Us, like the imposter.
Yeah.
They are imposters. I agree with
Oh
you.
my-
Lizzie.
I
That's
like
a great
it.
call.
It's cute. Yeah, like it's cute.
Yeah, they're imposters.
I
agree.
don't like.
Yeah,
I don't.
such cute little imposters with their fake championship.
I don't like
So
the color decisions of the vibrant ass red and the vibrant like teal color. But-
Bad decision makers is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
So I'm hearing that
But
they're
they have
imposters.
They have a really cool
they're bad
logo.
decision
Their
makers.
logo's cool though. Their logo's cool.
They're imposters. They're bad decision makers. Right? Got it.
We'll give it
They're
like
sus.
an
A lot of good
8.
notes. Sus. Yeah.
I'll give it like an 8.
No one can hear what you're saying.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I
Oh,
googled it,
yeah,
because
like-
we had no idea what an actual whip snake was, and I googled it, and it's literally like a garden snake, like it's a small snake, and I was like, oh.
So
it's
what
garden-
I'm hearing is they're snakes. They're harmless like pussy snakes in a garden.
Pussy.
They're imposters and they're bad decision makers.
Yeah, but I already gave my score. It's an 8.
I'm having trouble thinking of a score because the color clash is kind of hideous, but at the same
It's very
time,
hideous.
I kind of like hideous color splashes. So like maybe like an 8.4.
Oh my gosh.
I gave it an 8.
They're disgusting.
drugs.
Drugs.
They're upset.
Drugs. I love
Drugs.
drugs.
All right, here we go. The redwoods. The redwoods.
I like them.
These are pretty sick. I can't even like deny these.
Yeah.
The bear.
Fuck.
I feel like this one.
That's the bear, right? That's the bear. Okay, I'm just making sure. Just making sure. So how stupid would I be? I'm like, the bear.
I'd probably. This one probably looks like the most like a team. Like it's not an arrowhead. Like it's kind of very stereotypical sports. Like you have a mascot, and that's what I like about
It's
it.
like a high school type
Hell yeah.
thing.
I'll give it 8.6, 8.7 in that
Strong.
ballpark.
Wrong.
I know you guys don't like solid rates, but like it's literally like an 8 to me. Like it's not.
Yeah, that
like
was like the
anything.
width stuff. Excuse me. I was like, it was just like a
Yeah.
solid 8. It was very like, eh.
8-1.
You
7,
go
9.
8-1.
8-2.
Oh, whoa. We just drifted right away from the 8 there.
Because honestly, it's cute. The bear.
The
I
bear,
mean,
the bear,
The bear
pretty
is,
dope.
yeah.
Honestly, the feathering Like
Yeah.
the way that they
This is,
texturized
like-
the light green.
This is like the
pretty
most dynamic like jersey we had seen.
dope. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Le Crom. This is one of their jerseys, obviously.
Don't
they,
like
they
it.
have a few. This is Le Crom.
I remember
So
last
small.
time. I remember saying last time that the logo is so like tiny,
Literally.
and it's not it. And the color choices, it's like a middle schooler was like, I'm gonna make my own team, and I'm gonna pick the most fucking annoying
Right.
colors. It's like
It's-
fluorescent, not green, fluorescent teal and fluorescent
Same color.
pink.
I like the
Green and
pink.
teal are not the same color.
All colors are the same. Apparently, it's just like whatever. You
But like we
draw
said-
the line wherever you want.
But like we said
Everything's the
before,
same.
is like if they had done it white, like instead of like a black jersey, like, and I love black, like black is very sleek, but I feel like if you just wanted to do the neon teal and the neon pink, you should have done white. I feel like this looks very like
I think
immature.
in general, if you have a chrome helmet,
Yeah.
your jersey should be white.
Yeah, and we talked about like the chrome helmet is like just all white would look sick. It would look fucking
like,
sick on
I don't really
the field.
think you put chrome with really anything else than just
Yeah.
bleach white. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
definitely. But
But that's just me.
it's 6'3". Yeah.
And I like the pink, but the pink is only the only thing doing it for me. So like 7-1.
Yeah, if that was pink and white, that would look so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Exactly.
All right. So this one is like, I guess we'll do it. The problem is they're gonna have an actual jersey reveal like coming up. So this
So like
is
the actual like
this is
physical-
probably wrong at this point. Like at this point, this is probably not even the right jersey. But I guess we'll just
So the next time we'll see is probably gonna be like an actual like physical.
yeah. Next
some-
time
okay.
we
Okay.
see it is probably gonna be the real one because I'm guessing this is probably wrong at this point.
The one thing I like about this one, it's kind of the same thing with the chaos, is how they have the like triangles coming out of the bottom
Yeah.
of it. I feel like, and it's the same thing with like the
logo is just fucking fire too.
I can't see, we can't really see it from here, but like the same thing with like the bears of it. It adds like a dynamic to it and like a visual nice to it, unlike just being plain black or like plain white.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty. I do like that logo. That's pretty cool.
The logo's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like so like Boston-y, like you know the Patriots same colors.
Yeah, you goddamn right.
Basic.
Well, because it's cannons and it's like America.
It's
Yeah,
because they're from Boston.
Really?
Ship me out to Boston.
Not necessarily because they don't come from cities.
Yeah, but I mean,
No, I mean,
we all know the truth. You know what I mean? We all know the deal. You know what I mean? When we lift that trophy, title
in the
town,
New Jersey.
Titletown gets another one when that trophy goes up.
Yeah, I'm not
That's for
scoring this. I'm not scoring until we see the actual one. But
Right.
it's so far like if this is what they're going with, it's actually not too bad.
Not terrible.
Yeah, there could have
The
been.
logo's dope. Like that
Yeah.
logo's hard. I fucking love it. I hope they kind of stick with that.
Question. Never mind. Don't ask. I was gonna be like, what's the mascot? It's just like a ball with legs and arms, being like.
It's kind of funny because
Patriots.
you love those little triangles, and I actually hate them. I hope they get rid of those.
I want them bigger. I feel like they look like. I get that they're trying to do it based off the logo, like the same like feel of it, but it's kind of like with the chaos one, how it was like almost like half of it exactly. I prefer something like that.
All right, that was that.
Yeah. Not much
So-
to say about it.
So they all did
Yeah.
pretty decent, except for a couple of them. Like Chrome kind of dropped the ball there.
Yeah.
The Archers, really not a fan of
No.
the Archers. Whip Snakes, I believe, were imposters, bad decision makers.
But a solid 8.
Illegitimate. No, nobody heard that.
Yeah, I said
Nobody
it like
heard
4
that.
times.
What we did hear is they're harmless, terrible, small snakes
Garden
and
snakes.
gardens, imposters, bad decision makers. So we learned a lot about the Whip Snakes there, which I think was good for everybody.
Yeah. What's up? The chrome lettering would be cool, but I don't know how it would
Wait,
translate
what are we talking about?
unless it was reflective.
Oh, on the back
on
of
the back of,
Yeah.
they'd have to make it like a
Those are
reflective vinyl. Like the vinyl would have to have like a reflective bit in it. That'd be actually really cool because like even chrome, like they don't even have that, so that'd be really cool to have like a diff to the team instead of having like matte numbers. Make it actually like
Yeah, I guess.
shiny as fuck.
I hate shiny things, so that's like I'm so biased against it. It would be crazy.
I mean, it would be. I don't say it has to be the cannons. I said it would
Yeah.
be cool, like for like an option.
Chrome, I let Chrome get away with having shiny helmets because they're Chrome.
Like I feel like it
Like
would,
if you're gonna put all your money on that name, then it's
Then-
like, okay, have Chrome helmets.
yeah, exactly. Like helmets though, like I don't like shiny helmets. Yeah, no.
I don't like shiny anything. So
Water dog shiny. The purple looks shiny.
was
It
it?
looked kind of metallic, yeah.
Yeah, like a shiny purple.
The
That's why I
water
kind of don't
dogs?
really like. Well,
I think it's just a.
I think it's the light.
I think it's just a jersey material.
yeah, the
with
jersey material.
sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's glistening.
The Adidas logo is so sick. Like I love
The
that.
Adidas logo is so freaking big. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Like
I love that they did Adidas though, because
I
love
like that.
shit.
I like how they have the stripes on the shoulders.
Yeah,
That's what I do
fun.
like about a lot of them is the 3 stripes on it. Like I just
Oh yeah, Adidas is gonna get that branding out there one way
oh
or
yeah.
another. So that if they ever change the jerseys, it's very
It's
obvious
very
they did
obvious
it,
of
yeah.
like, hey, you guys don't have that very distinctive.
Which I'm sure like these jersey deals are gonna get super lucrative over a period of time. Yeah, you want to hop back on the
Yeah,
mics?
you
I
can
think we
come
did
over
what we
here.
need to do.
I would
Alright,
say,
here
can
go,
we get
here
off
go.
mics now? Because I'm.
No.
Have fun.
So what I was saying, I don't know if they heard any of it.
Yeah.
You know how like the NBA, like each team has a sponsor, like brand.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
should do that. Like when I only know because I play 2K, but like when I was on the Orlando Magic and they had like the Disney sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like each team had their own individual one. That'd be sick if
That's
the PLL
fire.
could do that. Like one team is Adidas.
I
one
don't
team
see
is-
why they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like I think because Paul RABIL, as far as the PLL's like official gear and clothing and stuff, the whole league is sponsored by Champion.
Mhm.
But obviously their jerseys are made by Adidas.
Yeah.
So I don't see why like they couldn't do that. And like the what I love about like witnessing the PLL honestly get created is like we're in the infancy of a league.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
can
kind
do-
of
you can do anything.
cool to be. We're gonna be able to say like whatever when we're like 80 years old that like we witnessed every single PLL season.
Yeah.
So like if this league winds up huge, it's just kind of cool that we're
You see
watching it develop.
the baby.
So I think
stages.
I think like for all the lacrosse fans that like watch this, for all the lacrosse fans that watch the PLL, like this is like the period of time where you really got to appreciate what's going on. Because like one day, let's say if these like these games are filling out stadiums, which by all means, if you look at the way lacrosse is growing, especially in the younger generations,
it could happen.
it's really, 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 really going to be a massive sport.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many states where lacrosse is the fastest growing sport, and
Mhm.
like more and more and more and more people are playing, and it's like at massive rates.
Yeah.
So the sport right now is kind of like Paul RABIL is kind of capitalizing on what excitement is already there. But as we're seeing the new generation up, and I always talk about this with with college lacrosse, is we're seeing the game develop at a pace that is like I've never seen. The
Insane.
style of play.
Insane. Yeah.
Like I talk about this with, and I'm going to go on my little call. I'm going to circle back to college lacrosse here because I want to talk about on the women's side. Like when we talk about girls like Charlotte North,
Mhm.
and the way that she plays and the shit that she could do with like a women's lacrosse stick. When you watch old women's lacrosse games, and it's the same if you watch old men's lacrosse games, people didn't used to play like they play.
Mhm.
The game's gotten more swagger. The game's gotten more kind of finesse. It's gotten like just crazier. The shit people are trying to pull off is getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
Yep.
And the fact that there's players like Charlotte North that can do it consistently, it's going to make the game more exciting.
Yeah.
And so the more that you have all these young kids growing up playing it,
Mhm.
right, you're going to get these kids that come in and they're
It's
nasty.
like you're
Yeah.
hearing of like people like in our generation currently being like they didn't get to watch like the NFL be developed or like the NBA become what it
no
is
one knows
now.
any of it.
But it's like you're able to watch this now and experience something that like in 2021 you don't get to watch a lot of like original ideas from the beginning of like
Yeah.
season 1.
Yeah.
We can see all the
But
trial and error.
Yeah.
It's also just the way the game's changing.
Yeah.
Like lacrosse didn't used to be played like you had like flashy players,
Mhm.
but now it's like these players that do like the behind the back and like the one-handed dives and the rolls and the blah blah blah. It's like they are like a dime a dozen now. It's like
Yeah.
they all do it. The game's changed so much. I always say on the women's side with Charlotte North, it's like she's becoming an icon because she's changing how the game is played. Like people are gonna try and emulate Charlotte North, and when players like that come along, you change how the game's played.
Yeah.
And I've always said, and this is like my big thing, I think Belle Smith, like, and I actually almost low-key feel weird talking about Belle Smith because she follows mid-season now, so it's like a little weird.
Shout out
Because
to
like,
Belle Smith.
yeah, like shout out to Belle Smith, thank you for following. But it's like weird talking about her now because like the first time I like talked about her and tagged her and everything, it was just like, you know, for social media purposes. She wound up following, so now it's like I was like, okay, like she might see this. But I'm just like, when I was talking about Belle Smith on like one of my like little women's lacrosse rants, I was talking about like she played junior year of high school, then COVID canceled her senior year.
Wow.
So she came right from junior year of high school into ACC women's lacrosse, like the best lacrosse you could play, and she's dominating. And now she's like the ACC player of the year, or like whatever it was.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because I was joking in my head. I was like, I Dogecoined like Belle Smith. I Dogecoined Belle Smith because like I feel like I'm like so in on her freshman year that like when people are looking at Charlotte North now and like what she is, I'm like, this might be like my Dogecoin that like when Belle Smith, like her senior year is being talked about as like the greatest player ever to play. Because if you look how she plays fast, she plays hard. She's like, she has a lot of finesse. And when she scores, what I love about her, what captivated me about her is like she spikes her stick super hard, which I fucking love it. That shit gets me going. It's like they have to put the stick down after a goal, but she just spikes the shit out of the stick. I love watching her highlight reels because she'll like score a goal and just like slam that shit down. The last person to do that, like that got me going, is Caroline Steele from Maryland. She scored like a dagger game winner, and she took her stick and she fired it into the ground. But yeah, like hard. But like Belle Smith does that, like she just gets me fired up her highlight reels. Yeah. But like I Dogecoined it. Like I can't wait for like her senior year when it's like, is Belle Smith like one of the greatest to ever play? Like I'm anticipating that happen, and that's gonna be my like, Dogecoin because I'm gonna be like, here's a video for me in 2021 being like, look out, bro.
In terms of like that swag, like that they have, you ever see the video? It might have even been a high school kid, maybe college. He dodged a player. The player fell down.
He waved at him. Yeah,
I love that. People
that was a polarizing one.
Yeah,
that was a polarizing video.
Some people hated it.
Some people
Where's
hated
your
that.
Respect? Like I don't have any. Like I just juked this kid out of his shoes. Like sit down. Now watch me snipe this ball.
Let me tell you why lacrosse is going to grow and why like anybody who's doubting, if you see all these women's leagues popping up, you see how the PLL is starting to grow. You see like even on social media, like when I'm doing social media, the amount of interaction that I get from doing lacrosse posts is like crazy. And like here's why lacrosse is going to grow. It's a fast sport. You got to be strong. You got to be fast. You got to have hand-eye coordination. Yeah. You got to have cardio. But most importantly, you know what people love about like basketball and like how clippable those moments are. Yeah. Where you can take someone one-on-one and you can prove that you're the best. Yep. You know, in football, why do people love watching receivers moss a corner, right? It's like you love watching the running back go through and score a touchdown, but everybody loves watching a receiver and a cornerback go one-on-one. It's like, and they have to prove that they're the best. Yeah. And those are the moments. Those are like, that's where you get your star player from. Lacrosse has what it takes. Yeah. Like, because I even look at something like hockey. Like, hockey, if you look at the numbers for hockey, it's not even close to the other sports. And I know hockey players hate hearing that. But hockey's just not close to the other sports money-wise. Yeah. Like, playoff hockey gets a lot of views, and that's where they make all their money. But, like, as much as hockey players like, and it's one of the major sports, I know that, but as much as hockey players want to like put themselves up there, just by the numbers, it's not close. And I always say this is why. Hockey has star players, yes, but it's very rare that those star players have to actually prove that they're better than everyone. Yeah. The only thing that it comes down to is the stat sheet at the end of the game. Yep. Did you score this many goals? Did you have this many assists? What was your plus minus when you were on the ice? You kind of have to look back and see how did you play. Yeah. But every so often you get kind of a one-on-one breakaway situation where you can dangle someone, try to toe drag them, and just try to beat the goalie. But in lacrosse, you have so many of these moments. Where a guy like Chris Gray, beautiful genius from North Carolina, number 4, I love him. And they get these moments where it's on them. Yeah. They got the ball, they're in ISO, sometimes they're double team, but they're in ISO, and it's like, this is my moment where I can prove I am the best. Yep. And it's like, lacrosse, you get that. Charlotte North is a star player. Yep. You get that LeBron kind of moments where it's like, the ball's in Charlotte North's hands, here she goes. Yeah. And I think lacrosse is poised to just have these players that are going to captivate everybody.
And like lacrosse, like ISO, like one-on-one. If I'm assuming most people who watch this for lacrosse are going to know what lacrosse is. But like, I almost get chills thinking about the ISO situation. Like It's one-on-one. Like, it's almost like an unsaid thing. Like, all right, defenders, a little back off. Like,
Back off.
You're gonna
Yeah.
have like someone slide over if the defender gets beat, but for that moment, it's like, all right, let's go.
It's kind of like in basketball. Like everybody wants to see Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
You know, there's 13 seconds left, 20 seconds left. He's dribbling the ball. Dame Lillard puts his hand up, tells everyone to step back. It's like you live for those moments.
Yeah.
Hockey struggles to get those moments.
Yeah.
Soccer struggles to get those
Mhm.
moments.
You can't be like,
you know
hey,
what I
back
mean?
off. I got
You know what I mean? Those big, like that game time moment. And it's
Yeah.
like lacrosse has it,
Mhm.
especially with the OT,
Yeah.
sudden victory, which, by the way, okay. I understand that we don't want to use the word death because it's like modern society and we're trying to be PC, but can we just agree that sudden death is the best phrase in sports
is.
ever?
If you can't handle it,
It's the best phrase.
grow up.
I hate seeing sudden victory.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like
Don't call it that.
sudden death, like just has that ring to it of just like
Because like if you're fighting for victory, like no
Yeah.
shit, you're fighting
But
for
it just-
victory the whole fucking
it sounds, but it
game.
just sounds crazy. Like this game entered sudden death. It's like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, whatever. That's not going to change. But I just wanted to point that out. Like I hate saying sudden. That's like I'm not going to get on a soapbox and be like, oh, this is PC. Like whatever. I get it. But like, man, sudden death is like the best phrase and one of the best phrases in sports, and it's just
Yeah.
like gone now. So it's kind of sad. But it is what it is.
Well, no. The thing
Which
just
camera
died.
was that? Obviously not the one we need. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Lost a view.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So that means
Legit.
that one's gonna die soon then.
Oh,
too.
damn.
Yeah, probably.
We better wrap it
Well,
up.
we're wrapping up anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I don't know. Lacrosse just has what it takes.
It does.
Lacrosse
on-
has what it takes.
Get on board while it's young. It's
Get on
not-
board. We're
it's
gonna
not
bring
really
it.
Young, but
We're
yeah.
gonna bring the
Yeah,
lacrosse content. I'm into it, and like I said, this is kind of the first like legitimate PLL season.
Yeah.
Like now that like MLL's kind of merged, and
Mhm.
now they, like I said, they have the Peacock deal. So
Yeah.
they're some of the games are behind a paywall, so they might actually make more money.
Yeah.
Players might make more money. And it's not a COVID year and like all the shit. I feel like this is the first real season.
Yeah.
So this is a good time to get in on it.
Let's go. Yeah.
But that was that.
That's it.
We'll have audio this time.
Yeah.
We did it.
We had our illegitimate episode.
Yeah. That was the mesh.
That
We
was a
did
good
it.
one. I think we matched it. We weren't sure if we could bring that
We
energy,
weren't
but
sure.
It's there.
It may, when I'm not sleep deprived too, like I'm gonna be off the walls because
Yeah.
like
Me too. Same.
yeah, I'm gonna be off the walls. But we got through that.
Yup.
Thank you, Livy. Thank you, Sarah, for rating the jerseys. We'll be back. We'll bring that segment back. We'll have other segments. I just come up with
Hey.
random shit that I want to do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it won't. Like we had the PLL jerseys. We'll bring the alternates.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe we switch up to baseball.
Yeah,
Maybe
we got to do baseball.
maybe
We have to do
switch up to
baseball.
soccer.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we
Who
have to do
knows?
baseball.
Yeah, we're bringing everything.
We got to do baseball because baseball has a lot
Yeah.
Well,
going on.
If we do baseball, are we doing like full?
We're doing everything.
Like
Well,
full, like
baseball
full attire?
baseball very matches.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like the jersey, you're not gonna like the pants because
Yeah.
they match
They
like a lot.
match, yeah.
Like yeah, it's not like
Me and you have talked about some of the baseball uniforms before, and
Yeah.
like some of them are.
yeah. I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's the
That's
mesh
it.
episode 1. Thank you for spending your weekend with us. We'll be back with another one. And yeah.
Should we like real quick shout out like the people who followed midseason young, the pros?
Hell yeah. Yeah, if
Who
you
is it?
followed us early. Oh, what? Like
oh, everyone. But
Everyone?
like specifically like
What, the coaches and shit
Yeah,
and everybody. Yeah. I mean, shout out. We got some like I don't want to say names, but
Yeah.
the battery's dying. Yeah. But like
man, all right.
yeah, all like the UNC assistant coaches
Yeah.
and like all the players that have been following us
Shout
and
out to
all
you
just
guys.
all the people. Just thank
Everyone.
everyone for following.
Thanks.
Camera's dying. So this is